Yeah, I've worked with some autistic children, and we've had some pretty interesting things happen. I guess I would like to go back to around 1999 when I was living in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and going to undergraduate school at New Mexico State University. And I remember one night I went to Walmart, of all places, where you could have a spiritual experience, and I noticed a Hispanic couple that was in the same aisle that I was, looking for like Advil or something, whatever, Advil, Tylenol. And next to them, they had like a 3-year-old boy who, for some reason, he really grabbed my attention, and I went up to him, and because I noticed that his energy field expanded, it just really got really large and really bright, and this is a true story, I swear to God. He looks at me and just starts really gazing into me, and all of a sudden, in perfect English, he calls me Deepak Chopra. And I understand now that he was allowing an angel or a God to speak through him as a way to say, don't give up. Stay on your path. Don't give up, no matter how hard it is right now. Stay on your path, because this is someone who you will eventually become like. And shortly after that experience, I had this happen on 3 different occasions, and I've experienced a lot of psychic and paranormal stuff ever since I was a child, but God, it still gets me. So not once, but not twice, but on 3 different times, while I was in Las Cruces, I would be looking out, like into the sunset or at a park or something, and on 3 different occasions, a child would find their way to put their hand in mine, and they would look at me and say, "Please help me remember God." And when I would look down to see the child, on all 3 occasions, the child was blind. And when you really come down to it, that's what it's about. We're here to help each other remember God. When I go do a talk at a conference or an expo, my ego can say, well, yeah, people are here to see Mark. They're not here to see Mark. They're here to remember God. And if I can inspire them anyway through sound or healing or a divine message, and I get them to have that glimmer of remembering God, then that's really what it's all about. And around that same time, I remember just having literally thousands of children that hadn't incarnate on Earth yet, that they were getting ready to come here, and just like in a telepathy, in a psychic fashion, we'd have simultaneous conversations in the dream state with just thousands of children, and this was like back in 1999 and 2000, and then as the years progressed, more recently we started working with autistic children, and with a handful of autistic children, we've seen some pretty amazing things. And a few years ago, I was in Mountain View, which is outside of San Francisco, California, at the East West Bookstore, where I did a talk, and I had a woman who had a very severely autistic child. He kept running out of the store like 7 times, because he didn't want to come back and do a session with me. And in fact, he wore a plastic mask as a way to hide from society. And his mother finally got him to come down the hallway to where I was doing sessions at, and he was just clinging on to everything that he had, clinging on to his mother. And we finally got him into the room, and I was taken back to a dream that I had with Abraham and Esther Hicks, and Abraham telling me, if you really want to help autistic children, you have to learn to become still with them. And so we get him up on the table, and he's wearing this plastic mask, and he's really tensed up, and His mother goes, "You're supposed to be this great sound healer, and I want you to help him. I want you to fix my son." I go, "Well, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, and if nothing works, just go back to the front desk and get your money back, because, I really don't care. I just want to see if this works or not. I want to help your son." And she's kind of like, "Well, you're supposed to be the sound healer. What are you, some type of charlatan or something?" I'm going to go, "Just, go to the front desk and get your money back. I don't care." So, and again, I hear this voice say, "If you really want to help him, just be still with him." And so we get him on the table, and his mother's on a chair next to the table. And I just kind of close my eyes and go to stillness, into a stillness, and I can feel these angels and beings around me, and they put me into a really profound state of stillness rather quickly. And after about 2 or 3 minutes, I hear this voice say, "Open your eyes." And so I open my eyes, and here's this young boy. He pulls his mask off. He has a tear in his eye, and he looks at me, and he says, "I've been waiting for you." And he starts talking to me for over 20 minutes, as if we've known each other all of our lives, as if we were best friends. And his mother's in shock, just cannot believe what's going on. And I really believe this at a core level, that the autistic children that don't speak, that don't talk, that don't interact with society, they are the ones that we've been waiting for. And their gift to the world, if we would just allow it, is that they are returning us to that state of being. We're so caught up in always doing, and we got to go here, got to go there, got to do this, got to do that. Where they're merely in their beingness. And it's my experience that if you learn to become still with them, they will open up to you and share with you information that you cannot imagine. Because they are already in their knowing. They're already in their beingness. And when they look at you, when they feel you, they want to know, are you in your truth? Are you in your power? Are you authentic? Are you genuine? Are you real? And if they feel that, if they get that from you, they really can transform the planet. But again, you have to meet them as to where they're at. Because if you're a parent with one of these children, and you're always going, and even if you don't say this, but if you go, "Why can't you talk? Why can't you act like Johnny? Why aren't you normal?" They will stay in their shell because they are very content. And how ironic is that? The autistic child who doesn't speak, who doesn't interact with society, is very content. But very few, quote, normal people are. Indeed. Maybe they are the masters. Maybe they are the ones we have been waiting for.